Hi, this is Sherron, the Modern Savvy CPA, coming to you again this week with my second video with podcasting. Today we're going to, since it's tax season, it's full-fledged tax season. It is the first week of February, and tax season for 2023 has officially begun. So because of that, we're going to discuss tax issues and meetings for small businesses. The thing that you need to look at as one of the common things is travel expenses. Now, travel expenses is one of those expenses that the IRS does look at. So you want to make sure that you are not deducting your family cruise as your travel expenses that is not business, because they do look at your travel expenses and they do try to understand, and you definitely want to try to be understanding, and you definitely want to be able to be consistent with your travel expenses and what your business travel expense. It has to be business travel expenses. Now, a lot of small businesses, their cars like their home office, so they use their vehicle for a lot of things. So you definitely, that's going to be our third thing that we talk about is our vehicle. But additional travel expenses are, meetings that you do, and things that you're going away on a seminar, you're going to meet a client in a different country or a different state. A lot of people, travel requires them to go and to their clients' facilities. Those are all different things that you want to think about when you're thinking about travel expenses. You definitely also want to think about your vehicle expenses. Like I said before, your vehicle is one of the things that we use most. As personally, I use it most for my business. So you want to make sure that you're tracking your mileage. If you have two different vehicles and you're using one 100%, or there's no such thing as 100%, 95% for business, then you want to make sure that you're looking at that. You're looking at your gas for that vehicle. There's two ways to look at vehicle expenses when you're looking at vehicle expenses. You can deduct it in two different ways. One is the mileage. So if you drive a lot of mileage and you for your business, and that is your main thing that you do all the time, it might be beneficial for you to deduct mileage instead of actual costs. So there's a difference. There's your mileage, and then there's actual costs. So mileage is what the IRS gives for that particular year for per mile deduction for how much you use it for business. Then there's actual expenses. Actual expenses is your actual gas, your actual cost, your actual repairs, that type of stuff. So you have to look at both of those. Now, the one thing is you need to be consistent. If you're going to be deducting mileage, you want to be able to decide on that at the beginning of when you do have the vehicle for the first time. So you definitely want to do that. If you're going to be using actual expenses, you want to decide that at the beginning of a brand new car also, because there's accelerated depreciation issues and questions that you need to ask your CPA about. So you definitely want to ask your CPA what, is the best to deduct for your vehicle. So now that is the four most important things to look at, common business expenses. Of course, there's other expenses depending on what business you're in, and there's advertising and promotion, and there's payroll expenses, and office expense, software expense. But those are the ones that a lot of people miss if they're not looking at it properly, because they usually can be personal or they can be business, depending on how much you're using it for business. And so you need to be able to allocate it properly. Now, the third thing I want you to look at is there were some changes in the Tax Cut and Jobs Act that you should know about. So with the Tax Cut and Jobs Act, there was two big changes that I want to talk to you guys about. So one of them is called the QBI, which is the Qualified Business Income Deduction. And then there was also a change with meals and expenses deduction. So normally meals and expense deduction is 50%. If you're doing it for business, then you are able to deduct 50% of your meals and expense. If you are have a business meeting or a business lunch, you're able to deduct 50% of that lunch or that meeting. You are no longer, however, able to deduct any type of entertainment. So if you are taking your client to see a Broadway play, then you are no longer able to deduct that because that is a fully entertainment. Now there are other types of ways to look at entertainment and how you would go about finding other ways to entertain your client other than full entertainment. So the other thing I want you to note is that in 2021 and 2022 is this tax season that we're going to be working on, 2022 tax year, business meals can be deducted 100%. That is, business meals can be deducted 100%. This was done because of COVID and all of the issues that we were having with our restaurants, and because of the COVID pandemic, they really suffered. So Congress enacted a temporary act that said that, okay, we're going to have 100% of your business meals be deducted on your business tax return. So that is for this tax season, you definitely need to talk to your accountant and make sure that all your business meals are in there because it is deductible 100%. Now, the third thing I want to talk to you guys about, I guess it's the fourth thing I want to talk to you about is the qualified business income deduction. So as a small business, whether you're a sole proprietor, you're a partnership, you're an S Corp, you're an LLC, you are able to deduct up to 20% of your business income as a small business deduction. This deduction you need to look at, you need to definitely talk to your CPA about, and it depends on income bracket, it depends whether you would qualify or not. There is an income limit for whether you would qualify or not. So you definitely need to look at talk to your CPA about what your bracket is and if you would qualify for something like that. So that's it for this video, and I would like to thank you for watching. Please follow me on all social media and stay tuned for the next set of videos to listen to.